Hey everybody, welcome to Board Game Heaven. In this episode I'm going to do an unboxing of the Kickstarter edition of Hellboy, the board game by Mantic Games, which is of course based on the graphic novels by Mike Mignola about Hellboy and the other agents at the BPRD who do some investigation to the supernatural, and they encounter all kinds of strange and folklore mythic monsters. So that all of that is in this box. There's miniatures, there's tiles, there's lots of stuff. So let's open it up and have a look at what's inside. Okay, so Hellboy, the board game. What a box is this? I mean, it barely fits my frame and it is so big. Look at that. Look at how tall this is. This box is humongous. So let's have a look. Lovely artwork by Mike Mignola, who is of course the designer, the illustrator of the graphic novel on which this game is based. Really cool artwork. So at the back we have a little bit minimalistic explanation of the game and the components, and here's a picture of how a game might look like. Particularly everything you need to know is on here. So let's open up this massive box and see what is inside. And mind you, this is the Kickstarter version of the game, so the retail box will be probably slightly smaller. There we go. And it's a nice and thick cardboard. It's thick enough to stay sturdy, I think. All right, so what's inside? We got a rulebook and a tutorial. Read this first. So nice tutorial here with a small mission that you can play. Some cool artwork from the graphic novels in here as well. So that's nice. We have that tutorial. We've got some pamphlets for Mantic's other games, Dungeon Saga and Star Saga. And here are some prints. That's pretty cool. We got some art prints here. That would look nice in a frame. So, and here are the rules, so the rule book. So there we go. And it says you need to read the tutorial first. You got some pictures of the contents. All the stuff that's in here, the basic principles of how you play the game. Yep. Plenty of rules there. Playing the game, how a round works, the enemy phase, how the enemies behave, the agent's phase, your actions. You can also rest. There's a doom phase and an end phase. Some more cool artwork there. Some additional rules. There we go, you can use scenery, throw around the tables. Confrontation, preparing to play. And a quick reference on the back. Alright, the rules. Then we've got these player boards, which have the miniature on it. So let's have a quick look at those. Let me see if I can open that safely. There we go. All right. So these are a thick paper, and they're sturdy enough. They're not thick cardboard, but that would have made the box even heavier, so that's fine. We've got Kate Corrigan here. They're simply one-sided. We've got Sidney Leach, Bud Waller, Horned Hellboy. We got Lobster Johnson, Trevor Bruttenhelm, Scott Clark, Pancakes Hellboy as a boy, a little kid. We got Roger the Homunculus. We got the Visitor and Hellboy, of course, himself. We've got Liz, Johann Kraus, and Abe Sapien. So those are all the characters. We have plenty of those then. And here in the box there's actually a tray with a plastic tray on top. Let me just put this to the side for a bit. Okay, so this tray with this lid has plenty of stuff in it, and it's kind of nice. You can just put this on the table because it has slots for cards, and they're big enough to sleeve your card. They're even deep enough to sleeve your cards because this is the package, and you can see there's actually room for 2 of those, and usually when you sleeve your cards they're twice as thick, so that'll work nicely with sleeved cards. So we've got plenty of cards here. I'm not going to through all of those because that would take too much time. We've got a Ziploc bag with some colored cubes and some black cubes, so presumably you use those to track stuff. We've got some red little tokens here, plastic tokens, and we've got some colored bases that you can clip on to the miniatures. In here as well, we've got some smaller cards. These are stuff that you can find, apparently. It's got sceneries and clues, frog swarms, stuff, encounters. It says so on the back. We got some more encounters, I think, and backup agents. All right, so those cards are in here as well. These are the case files. So you only have to look at the front. There's actually some Ziploc bags in here as well, which is good because we've got a lot of stuff. And then there are some more case files here. They're all packed individually, so I'm assuming that you go through them one by one and they're, you know, sorted. So, and to avoid spoilers, I will leave those inside their packaging. Okay, that's the first tray, so that has a lot of cards and tokens. Then in the box we've got some foam protection and tiles. So we've got a whole stack of tiles, and that I am going to show you because we like the artwork on these tiles, don't we? So let me just safely, carefully open this like that. All right, we've got a start here. And these are punch boards, so you need to punch all of your tiles. So this, here we have a tile, and I can just punch that out. There we go. With a huge capsule, presumably from the visitor. And on the back there's some, you know, ground with some cables. With the minimalistic art that we know from the comics as well, from Mike Mignola. So here we got some rooms in a church or a ruin with these Gothic windows in the shadow. There's some kind of container there that broke. There's a power plug, I think, double-sided. So there's different stuff on the back. Some cool industrial-looking pipes there. So that's nice. So we got those. Then we got some more of these arches in different colors. Nice and purple and teal. And on the other side there's a wooden floorboard, so you're inside some kind of mansion, presumably. There's a trapdoor there, hidden beneath the carpet. So that's nice. We have some more here, so more purple boards on one side. There's some doors here in different colors. This looks like a table. Another table with some stuff on it, or maybe that's a bookshelf. Yeah, from the top. And there's a chair here, another small table. There's some fist tokens here. There's a character token there. There's ABC. And there's some more artwork on the back, different kinds of interiors. Okay, then we have a tile with some kind of cave and a corridor through the cave. We've got some colored tokens there, some holes in the ground, more doors, targets or whatever they are. Another character there. And on the back there's again an inside wooden room and another smaller room, doors, etc. So here is another tile with some cool looking statue here and a tentacle coming through the wall. We got some shield tokens here, more doors, some different kinds of tokens again, some furniture, another character, and on the back again, wooden floorboards. So all of that looks nice. Then we've got this, I think that's the Doom track. So this is basically the board that keeps track of what happens in the game. The bad stuff that'll happen, and you can punch that as well. It's just one board. So we have slots for all the cards, for the case files, and we've got some tracks here. And on the back it's different. So there's probably 2 ways to play the game. So that's cool as well. And finally another board with some room tiles, some with cobblestones here again, with doors and breaches, and another character there. And on the back again the wooden floorboards. So they all look different. All the artwork is more or less the same, but they're all different. They're all unique. So that's pretty cool. So we have some foam here that I'll take out. So then we have miniatures, lots and lots of miniatures. So let me see if I can take out a tray safely, like that. Oop. Put that to the side. Wow, so many figures. There's a bit of tape on there. I'll just put that out of the way a bit more so I can get some light in here. All right. So, wow, so many. Okay, so let me see if I can zoom in. And here is Mr. Kraus with his, glass helmet, because he's technically made of some kind of gas. Johann Kraus is here. Really cool. Nice detail on his backpack there. The agency logo. Okay. And here is Liz with her, pyro ability, setting things aflame. Flames coming from her hand. And the plastic is nice and sturdy. It's a hard plastic. It's not bendable, but it feels like it's, very sturdy and wouldn't break easily. Here is Abe Sapien with his spear gun and a regular gun. Barefoot, of course. The Aquatic Man, also with the BPRD backpack. Then we've got our hero, Hellboy himself, looking really cool. The big gun and his massive fists. Looking very intimidating. That's just so cool. Really nice with his long coat and his tail popping out there. Nice miniature. That is awesome. Then we've got horned Hellboy, unleashed with his full horns there, ready to punch some bad guy in the face. Boom. Really cool. So is this, let me see, who is this? Can I see who this is? I'm not quite sure. So, another character then. Female character pointing angrily at somebody or something. Here we have the Goblin with the iron boots from one of the short stories. So he'll be an enemy you'll probably encounter. So that's pretty cool as well. Here's Pancakes Hellboy. Hellboy as a kid who had never had pancakes before, and then he gets them and he loves them. As the people in hell keep an eye on him and watch him eat pancakes. Which I thought was a pretty fun story. If you haven't read the comics yet, then you should, because it's really cool. Here is, I think it's Rasputin, who is summoning Hellboy with some kind of electrical device. Rasputin, who helped the Nazis during the war with all kinds of occult stuff. So, who have we here? I'm not sure who this is, but he's got a BPRD logo on his back, so he's one of the agents. And I really like the detail on these figures. And there is another guy, another one of the agents, the one with the cap and the glasses. I'm sorry, I don't know all of their names. BPRD logo on the back, because they did show up in the comics, you know, but usually they show up only once or twice, and I kind of forget names really fast. So here's, yeah, the female agent who also helps Hellboy. She's wearing a gun and a sash with all kinds of pockets there. Their holster. Really nice. I really like them. There's a lot of detail in the face as well. That's pretty cool. There's Trevor Bruttenholm, who raised Hellboy, the professor. Looking wise, reading a book with his Einstein-like hair. Yep, so that's Trevor. This is the visitor, the alien, who's holding some kind of device in his cool retro-looking space suit. That's pretty nice. Here's another Rasputin raising his hands, doing some kind of ritual, summoning Hellboy perhaps, or something bad. So another one of those, and here is I forgot his name. Some kind of German soldier who can, whip his fists. He's got a fist on a chain, and he can just fling that around. So that looks pretty nice. I really like how they did that. Big chains, big links there. Looking really buff. Here is, I also forgot the name, but the demon that Hellboy fights. There he is with wings and a big sword. One of the demons, I should say. He fights quite a lot of demons and monsters and stuff. But this looks really cool. Nice, lots of detail there. He's got scales, he's got an angry face, he's got a bit of dented sword. So that's that guy. Here we have somebody with a jetpack with lots of, smoke billowing around on the base. That's pretty cool too. There's a bit of a gap between the jetpack and the smoke, so you might need to fill that bit. But it does look really cool. I like the effect. I like he's taking off right there, or maybe he's just landing. All right. We've got this spider robot with the head of one of those German officers. There's this German professor that is basically just a head, and he's had this spider drone built that he can control. Looking pretty creepy. So that's him. Then we have that, oh god, I'm so bad at names. There's this German guy who's basically clockwork. He's kind of like, he's almost a robot. And he's wearing a gas mask. And he was in the first movie as well. That was such a cool movie with Ron Perlman. And there's going to be a new movie as well, so I'm looking forward to that. And here's a monkey with a gun. He's got a gun! Which was also in one of the comics where the Germans were using apes. So this chimpanzee shoots at Hellboy. Then we've got some character trackers here, which is really cool. So you can use these instead of tokens. You have a bust of your character. And I presume this is Liz. And then there's Johan here with the glass helmet. And here is Abe. That is so cool. Even more detailed, you know, you have a close look at his head, his bust, and of course, Hellboy himself. So there we go, looking really broad, really tough, with the BPRD logo on his sleeve. His hair in a bun and his filed off horns. A big square chin. So that's pretty cool. And we have Hecate. Here, the goddess Hecate, the queen of the witches or whatever, being half snake, half person, goddess. And she's pretty evil. And there's a second version of her where she's basically, you know, they trap somebody in a Iron Maiden, because this face is kind of like, you know, the remnant of an Iron Maiden torturing device. And then through the blood of the victim inside the Iron Maiden, Hecate kind of comes back and looks like this. It's very interesting. All right, let's go to the next tray. So inside here, let's take the big one out. And I'll show that last, but now I can more easily grab the second tray. Oh, there's so much in here. There's still more. Wow. So here we have some monsters and some dice and some fire tokens and some vermin I see. Let me see if that opens. Oh, there's some tape here. I think it's easier if I just cut that. There we go. There we go. All right. Ha. So we've got these transparent fire tokens. That's really cool. Look at that. So that's nice. Fire effects. There's 9 of those in here. We have these. Are these frogs? Yes. No, wait. Yes, they are. They are the plague of frogs. Look at that. A swarm of these creepy frogs. Ribbit. A whole lot of frogs here. And there's, let me see, 10 of those tokens in here. We have some interesting looking BPRD tokens. That's nice. Here is the BPRD logo. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. With the hand and the sword. So, tokens for tracking stuff. There's several of these in here as well. That's nice. We have some 3D furniture, people. Wow. Yes. Lovely. So, let me see. What do we have? We have a dead German soldier sitting here with his gas mask on. That's cool. We have a book on a stand right there. We've got a flask, an urn, a vase, some kind. Okay, cool. We got some small stuff here. I mean, wow. We've got, what's this, 2 scrolls or something? Or are they scrolls or are they bones? I'm not sure. So we got that. Very small token. Another one here. That's pretty cool, man. You can put that on a table or a desk. So there's a tiny skull here. Some more scrolls. 3 candles. Nice. Then there is this pillar with on top a small box. And the box has a logo on it. So that's some kind of relic. Could be the box that traps the fly that has, well, I won't spoil stuff. I read stuff about and in the comics. So here is like some skeletons lying in a open grave or something. That's really nice. Nice and creepy and atmospheric. We've got a casket here. So a very simple looking coffin. Really cool. The wood nerve, the grains here. So that looks nice. We've got some more small stuff. So a stack of books. There you go. Small stack of books. There is a small table here with some bottles and vases on it. So there's a mortar and pestle, I think that is, and a leaf with some kind of recipe maybe. Okay, then we have, what is this? Let's see, this is a radio, I think. Old-fashioned radio, or maybe it's some kind of, you know, element that you need to destroy, some kind of machine, some power device that you have to, you know, find or destroy in some kind of mission. Okay, here are some creepy looking tentacles grabbing Hellboy's hand. So I think this is used to track, maybe the Doom track. So that's all in here as well. We've got lots of dice, and I love these dice. Look at them. We've got black dice that have, let's see, 1, 2, another 2. So it's not just a D6, 3, 3, and 4. Okay. So those, we've got the red ones that have a blind side. 1, 1, 2, 2, and 3. We've got the orange ones that have a blank, 2 blank sides, a 1, a 1, a 2, and a 2. And we got the white ones that are the weakest. They have 3 blank sides and 3 1s. Then we've got these cool blue dice that have a reroll icon, 2 hits, the BPRD symbol times 2 multiplier, 1 hit, and the cool looking skull. Nice. So 2 of those as well. A lot of dice. Really, really dig that. Did I ever mention I like dice? I do. So we've got some monsters here. Some, I think these are frogmen, I think. So we got this guy. Big bloated dude. And we have 5 of those, so there's 4 different sculpts here, times 5. So there's another one, another brutish looking frogman sticking out his tongue. That's very rude. And he's lurching forward, looking, you know, definitely slimy almost. Really cool. With all the detail and the little knobs and warts on his body. Cool. Then we have another one, and this guy is waving hi. Hi. He's about to slash somebody across the face with those mean-looking claws. So that's this guy. Looks cool as well. And we have one wielding a hook. This big pole with a hook on it. That's pretty cool too. So 4 different Frogmen 20 models in this tray, along with the furniture, the little frog swarms, and some fire and dice, and these cool BPRD tokens. So that is that tray, and I like that they all have a lid, so it really stays in there, no matter how you store the box. Okay, next one. And here's another tray. Is this, does this have, yes, it does have some sticky tape as well. Come on. Yes, there we go. And this is a couple more of these busts. One of Lobster Johnson. Absolutely brilliant, really cool. The big rivets and his lobster claw symbol. And there's one of Roger, the homunculus. There's Roger. Really, really cool. Wearing his BPRD vest. Got some grenades on his vest there. And there's a very big turkey of murder, death, kill. Turkey of doom. That's pretty cool. And then we've got some more henchmen. So let me see. Well, first of all, we've got the agent's Roger, of course, himself. So there's Roger punching somebody. Also a lot of detail. He's got that big ring on his, yeah, whatever it is he's wearing. his crotch protection. And we have a Lobster Johnson, the model for a Lobster Johnson here with this wide, you know, pilot pants and his cool kind of retro Rocket Man jacket, his helmet and his glasses, and he's got his gun. That's pretty cool, Lobster Johnson. Then we got some Germans, I think. So we have this soldier here, wearing a cap and glasses, goggles. Okay, so we have 6 of those. Then we have 6 of these troopers with a gas mask and a machine gun. Very nice. So we have that guy. Then we have another soldier with a, what is that, rifle? Yeah, it's just bent a bit. It's a bent rifle. But like with all plastic miniatures, you can just dunk them in hot water and that will set straight again. So if you have bent models, just use that trick. Boil some water, dip the figure in it, don't burn your fingers, and then cool it off in cold water again, and that will set them straight. Another soldier with a gun, big gun. There we go. And here's another one with a pistol, which looks like a Luger, holding it up. Kind of looks like an officer. He's wearing a tie. So we have those. More bad guys and a couple of heroes in there with their busts. So that's this tray. And what else do we have? There's another tray in here. The final tray before I show you those big bosses. So here are some monsters, which is also nice. Let me just open that up. So what monsters do we have? We have these, well, what are they? They're harpies, I think. So we have harpies flying at the heroes. Lots of detail. There's really a lot of detail in those feathers, as you can see. So that's pretty cool. Creepy looking face. The claws stretched out. Yep, no, that's pretty cool. We have a bat swarm, also 5 of those. So, you know, several bats swarming together. Big bats. All right. We have a witch or a hag here, 5 of those as well. Old crone, raising her hands, casting a spell with her billowing robes. So we've got 5 of those. We have 5 of these werewolves. Also very detailed. You can see all the detail in the fur. Howling at the moon in a really cool dynamic pose. Yep. So the werewolves, 5 of those as well. Then we have 5 of these birds. So don't know what bird they are, but they're big. They're huge. Also, lots of detail in the feathers. Stern looking with the big beak, perched on some rocks. So 5 of those, and finally we've got 5 wolves. So the wolves jumping at you. Also with plenty of detail in their manes here in the hair. And they're sturdy. I can push this without feeling that I will break this easily. So 5 of those. I love the detail, I love the quality. Let's take a look at those final bosses here. So let's see, is there some tape here? Yes, there is. There we go. All right, cool. We have the Kriegaffe, the war ape. A big gorilla that's been, you know, altered by the Nazis to be this big and aggressive ape with metal hands, ready to smash, you know, just to attack and just ram you through the floor. So that's pretty nice. Really cool looking, and lots of detail in the fur again. Big, you know, evil looking face with the fangs and the iron fists. The Kriegaffe. There's something underneath there, so I'm just going to put this to the side. Here's the statue of the dragon, or the dragon, I should say, around the statue of, was that St. George? Not sure anymore. But there's the statue and the dragon wrapped around it. That is so cool. And it's pretty big. With the flowers at the bottom, the white ones. Were those lilies, daffodils? I don't know anymore. There's a certain type of flower that's important in this story. And I forgot what kind of flower it is. So here are some tentacles, you know, a monster from the deep that's coming up through the floorboards to grab Hellboy. Really nice. Also a lot of detail, all these suction cups here. And just the bony, scaly ridges on the back of those tentacles is also pretty cool. So there's that. Then we have the big frog monster, the big mutant, a big guy that also attacks Hellboy and the rest of the agents. So one of the monsters you're going to face in this game. And also it has plenty of detail, lots of ridges and knobs. You can really feel the detail on here. It's very cool. Alright, here is the Conqueror Worm. Huge model. It's heavy. This is a big, massive model, people. This is a really cool looking worm. That's also, you know, coming from the floor. All these ridges. And it's, you know, just like a worm crawling out of an egg. And there it is. Like a caterpillar, you know, kind of reminds me. And also plenty of detail, all these sharp ridges. There's some detail in here as well. That's slightly less deep, but you know, it's like kind of like a flesh-like, yeah, I don't know, whatever it is, cocoon that it comes out of. So that looks really cool, and there's something hidden underneath here, which is the Baba Yaga, I think. Yeah, let me just carefully, there we go. Okay, yeah. There is the Baba Yaga in that wooden cauldron, or, you know, a huge cup flying through the air, and she's sitting in there with her wooden legs, as she is in the comics, carrying that big, you know, wooden, what you call that? A mace, something, a club? Yeah, it's basically a club. And flying through the air with it. Mean old Baba Yaga. who also plays a big part in the comics. So those are all the miniatures, and that is everything in Hellboy, the board game by Mantic Games. That was the entire unboxing. And so that was my unboxing of Hellboy, the board game by Mantic Games. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time on Board Game Heaven.